Hi class, sorry I am gone once again. Lots of sick kids here at my house. We are moving on to day 16, which is going to deal with law of signs. I know you took your test on Friday, and my goal is to get that graded. So you should see that in the grade book soon. What we're going to do this week is we're going to do the day 16 notes today, which is law of signs. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I will be back and we'll do law of cosines. Wednesday will be a review day. And then Thursday will be an open note quiz on law of signs and law of cosines. So these are notes that you definitely want to take and make sure you understand how to do it. If you are having any troubles with it, you can plan on seeing me on Tuesday and I'll get going with it and we'll get y'all caught up. This stuff shouldn't be too bad. What happens is we've been dealing with sine, cosine, and tangent to find missing sides and missing angles of right triangles. Law of signs is something that you're going to use when you don't have a right triangle. You have any type of triangle you can use this on. Here is the formula. It's pretty easy to remember. It's the sine of angle A over the side A, meaning the side across from angle A, equals the sine of angle B over the side across from angle B, equals the sine of angle C over the side across from angle C. The little c means the side across from angle C. Little b, side across from angle B, and so on. What we're going to do is we're going to be mainly focusing on angle side angle and angle angle side. So where you're given two angles and an included side, or two angles and a side not included. There's also the side angle case, but this one's a lot more tricky. It's something called the ambiguous case, which means that there could be technically two different triangles formed with these measurements. We're not going to do this one. So we're mainly just going to focus on these easier ones. You'll get into side angle next year in Algebra 2 Trig. So what's going to happen is you're going to be given one of those situations, either angle side angle or angle angle side, and you're going to be asked to solve each triangle, which means you're going to find all of the missing pieces, all the missing angles and all the missing sides. And again, we're going to follow our rounding that we've been doing. Round sides to the nearest tenth, round angles to the nearest degree. All right, so the angle in this one should be real simple to do. We know angle A, we know angle C, so all we got to do is subtract the 180 minus the 74 minus the 28. All right, so if you do that, 180 minus 74 minus 28, and you're going to get 78 degrees. So angle B is 78 degrees. All right, angle B is 78. Then what we're going to do is we're going to be finding out this missing side, which I will call side B because it's across from angle B. And then we're going to also find this side, which I'm going to call C because it's across from angle C. You can find either one first. It doesn't really matter. What you do need is one angle and a side across from it that you do know, no variables. So like what we do know is we know angle A and we know the side across from it. We're going to be using that to help us find B, and then we're going to use that again to help us find C. So let's do B. We'll just do it in alphabetical order. So we're going to follow the formula up above. Sine of angle A, so sine of 74, over the side A, so the side across from angle A, 25. And then we'll do the B's. Sine of angle B, sine of 78, over side B, like this. And then all we're going to do is cross multiply and solve. So we're going to do B times the sine of 74 equals 25 times the sine of 78. So we're just cross multiplying. We're multiplying stuff on a diagonal from each other. So it looks like this. Now before we type anything on our calculator, we want to get B by itself. So if you notice B and sine 74 are being multiplied, to undo that we're going to divide. So we're going to divide by the sine of 74. Divide by the sine of 74. Now, they'll cancel on the left. On the right side, we got to type all this in on our calculator. Here's my recommendation for typing that in on the calculator. I would type in the numerator, hit enter, and then divide by the denominator. Otherwise, you're going to have to be really careful with parentheses, and I don't really want to get into that. It makes it a little more challenging. So we're just going to type in the numerator, the 25 times the sine of 78, and hit enter. And then once you have that number, don't round it or anything, just do divided by sine 74. Hit enter. and then you get your answer. So side B is going to be, if you round it, 25.4. Okay, so this is how you're going to want to type it on your calculator. Don't round until the very last step. So B is 25.4. B equals 25.4. And now we're done with that side. Now we're going to do C. To find side C, I'm going to use A and 25 again, just because 25 wasn't rounded. This makes it a little bit more exact. So we got sine of 74 over 25. And then we got side angle C and side C. So sine of 28 over side C. And then again, we're going to do the same thing we did here. We're going to cross multiply. C times the sine of 74 equals 25 times the sine of 28. And again, we're not going to type anything on our calculator at this point. We want to get C by itself. We're going to divide by the sine of 74. And now we're going to type in just the numerator, hit enter, and then divide by the denominator. So if we do that, we got 25 times the sine of 28, hit enter, and then divide by the sine of 74. Hit enter, and you're going to get 12.2. So that's when you round, is the very last step. And that's our answer. All right, we got another one that doesn't have a picture on the back, so you'll need to draw it. You can draw it pretty much any way. You can put A, B, or C pretty much in any corner. Angle A is 39. Side A has to go across from angle A. Side B has to go across from angle B. All right, and we're going to be finding out what the missing pieces are. So what we're going to do is start by looking at what we know. We know angle A and the side across from it. So we're going to be using those. What we're going to try and find this time is side C, and then we also need to find angle B. So we're going to be finding an angle this time, and angle C also. So we got several things we got to figure out. What we're going to do is we're going to deal with A and the side across from it. So we got sine of 39 over 27. And then what we're going to do is, since we know at least the side across from angle B, we're going to start by finding angle B. So we've got sine of angle B over the side 19. And we'll deal with the C's later. C's are the last ones we're going to want to do because we don't know either angle or side. So we're going to be cross multiplying, and we're going to have 19 times the sine of 39 equals 27 times the sine of angle B. This one's going to be a little bit different. What we're going to want to do is get rid of the 27 so that the sine of B is by itself. So we got sine of B equals whatever this thing is. So let's figure out what that is on our calculator. So we're going to do 19 times the sine of 39, hit enter, and then we're going to divide by 27. Same deal as before, do the numerator, hit enter, and then divide by the denominator. We're going to get this lovely decimal. Now we're not going to round it. What we're going to do is we know that the sine of B equals this thing, this 0.44 number. Remember before when we had something like sine of B, cosine of B, tangent of B equals a number, to get rid of the sine, cos, tangent, we did second sine, second cos, second tan. So what we're going to do is we're going to do second sine, and then instead of having to retype this whole number, you're going to hit second and then this negative sign, ANS. That means answer, like the previous number that's right there. So we're going to do second sine, second answer. And then basically it saves us from having to round this and makes our final answer a little more exact. So if you hit enter, our angle is about 26 degrees. You get 26.28. So angle B is going to be 26 degrees. All right. So just to complete my notes, it was that 0.44 number, but we didn't round it. And then we did second sine, second answer. So angle B is 26. All right. Now once we know angle B, we can find angle C. We don't even have to do law of sines to find it. We're just going to do 180 minus 39 minus 26. And if you do that, 180 minus 39 minus 26, you're going to get 115 degrees. So angle C is 115. And now the only thing left is side C. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to use the A's again. So sine of angle A, sine of 39, over the side across from it, 27, equals the sine of angle C, so 115, over the side across from it, C. And then we're going to cross multiply, and this will be very much like the first problem we did on the other side. C times the sine of 39 equals 27 times the sine of 115. And then to get rid of the sine of 39, we divide it. And again, we're not going to do anything on our calculator till this final step. And now we're going to use our calculator. We're going to type in just the numerator. So 27 times the sine of 115, hit enter, and then we're going to divide by the sine of 39. And we're going to get, this is a side, so we round to the nearest tenth, it's 38.9. So C equals 38.9. And I think we have all the pieces we need. All right, we got one more problem left. We got Abby, Benji, and Charlie were playing catch with the football. So kind of making a triangular shape here. I'm going to put A for Abby, B for Benji, and C for Charlie. Look at that, A, B, C. Abby and Benji were 32 meters apart. If Abby looked to Benji to Charlie, the angle between the two is 43 degrees. If Benji looked between Abby and Charlie, the angle between the two is 55 degrees. How far apart are Abby and Charlie? Abby and Charlie is the part we're trying to find. I'm going to call that B. And then how far apart are Benji and Charlie? We're going to call that A. So those are the two things that we're trying to find. So what we can do is we know that we have angle A and angle B. We can subtract those from 180, even though we're not trying to find angle C ideally. We need it to help us find other stuff. So we're going to do 180 minus 43 minus 55. So minus all these things. And you're going to get 82 degrees for angle C. So angle C is 82. Now we can either solve for B first or solve for A first. It doesn't matter. We'll do A first. We're going to use angle C and side C because those are the only two that we actually know that are across from each other. Numbers. The other ones that have variables. So we got sine of 82 over 32. And since we're going to do A first, we'll do sine of 43 over A. And we're going to cross multiply. A times the sine of 82 equals 32 times the sine of 43. And then we're going to divide by the sine of 82. Sine of 82. And we're going to type this in on our calculator. And when we do, we're going to type in just the numerator, 32 times the sine of 43. Hit enter. And then we're going to divide by the sine of 82. And you're going to get 22.03, so 22.0 would be A. 22.0. And then we got B left to find. So we'll use C's again, sine of 82 over 32. And we'll do B's now, sine of 55 over B. And then same thing, we're going to cross multiply. B times the sine of 82 equals 32 times the sine of 55. And then we're going to divide by the sine of 82 to get B by itself. And so we're going to do the numerator only to start. So hopefully you're catching on to the pattern here. There's not too much variety. Sine 55, hit enter, and then we're going to divide by the sine of 82. And you're going to get 26.47, so 26.5 is going to be side B. So that is the main gist for today. I think the homework is going to be just in your packet that you already have. It's only two problems. It's 132 and 133. And then tomorrow we'll pick up with law of cosines. And again, the open note quiz will be on Thursday. Thanks for listening. Thanks.